Hi everyone, welcome to SAMA, a program where we normally invite an expert to discuss a topic from their area of expertise. But this week we've got me, and I'm going to be talking about a product that we have released or are about to release in like 10 seconds or so. This new product is a generator. It's GeneratorX Pro. It has features that no other generator on this planet that we know of has, or at least commercial one, one that's used by, that's commercially available, easily available for people to use, and certainly the most capable life generator on this planet and in any other planet. So without any further ado, I'd like to start my PowerPoint presentation. Okay, we are into episode 169 of SAMA, where we get to announce our GeneratorX Pro. That's our beautiful little baby on the bottom right. GeneratorX is an amazing generator. This is the predecessor, the one that we all know and love. It is, or at least until today, was the world's most powerful life generator with a ton of advanced features. Each GeneratorX contains 2 generators. Each generator has 2 outputs, so there's a total of 4 outputs. Each of those outputs can run up to 40 megahertz with any waveform. And you can load 30 programs and run it without being connected to a computer. You can see the output ports there for the 2 generators, generators 1 and 2. In offline mode, you've got the ability to loop programs as well as simply run them. You can load and run programs which are designed for all treatment modes, which include Spooky2 Central and Plasma, Remote, Contact, Pulsed EMF Coil, and Cold Laser. In standalone mode, you don't need a computer. From the front screen, you can choose a program to run and either start it or loop it. There are up to 30 programs that you can create or select, and each program can have up to 200 frequencies. There's a built-in biofeedback facility in GeneratorX. The biofeedback mode is contact, so you use TENS pads. It's kind of funny, you know, this picture here shows the Spooky2 Boost being used. We don't recommend using Boost for biofeedbacks because the extra electronics here increases the amount of electrical noise that is seen by the generator. Biofeedbacks are fast. Instead of an hour or so with Spooky Pulse, which is our other biofeedback method, GeneratorX now takes minutes. It's also exceedingly accurate because of the high resolution of the detection circuitry for the current. With the biofeedback, you can find which programs are best suited for you. You can find out what frequencies are best suited as well. Now we're getting into the meat of the SAMA, the GeneratorX Pro. This is the big brother to GeneratorX. Now, there's a little bit of a story I'd like to share with you. GeneratorX Pro, we didn't actually plan this generator. Let me explain further. We're in the middle of a pandemic and there's global shortage of components, electronic components. We were unable to source some components for GeneratorX. So we did what any other manufacturer would do, and try and find alternatives. We found alternatives, but they were components that would compromise the performance of the existing GeneratorX. And that just wasn't going to happen. So we looked further afield. We found that we could find alternative components that were significantly more capable than the components that were used in GeneratorX in the past. These components were a little bit more expensive, $90 to be more precise, all up. But we decided, well, we'll do it because it will make GeneratorX unmatched anywhere in its capabilities. So we bit the bullet. We got the samples of these new components, tested them, found out what the limits were, which was quite extraordinary. Just how much horsepower is now inside the generator, and decided, yes, we'll do it. We weren't comfortable in passing the full-blown $90 to our customers, so we've increased the price by $70. But we'll go into the nuts and bolts just in a short while. But that's the little background story which I wanted to share with you. It was an upgrade that we were forced to make. I don't think anyone will be happy to buy a top-end generator with reduced capabilities. So we've gone a step up instead of a step down. And believe me, every supplier has got this problem. They are now scratching their heads thinking, gosh, we've now got to compromise this performance to get this, to get the same or slightly lesser components and keep the price relatively the same so the profit margins are unchanged. Our profit margins are very, very small. And so we were very hesitant in buying components that were more expensive. But I think, well, I know that what we have now is definitely worth the added expense. Now, there's several main points which this new hardware has allowed us to do. The biggest one is the frequency resolution. Let me explain to you what GeneratorX was before we discuss what the Pro can do. GeneratorX is a very, very high-end generator. It could go up to 5 decimal places, up to 40 kilohertz. Above 40 kilohertz, it has 2 decimal places. Because the components that we bought were the computers, and yes, there's more than one, inside GeneratorX Pro, we could increase the frequency resolution. And we've taken it to the maximum of 8 decimal places. And it's not just 40 kilohertz, it can go up to 40 megahertz. That's 1,000 times higher for the high resolution than the previous GeneratorX. And I'll explain to you why this is important. If you don't have the accuracy, you can slightly miss a target. The accuracy required for hitting pathogens is generally known to be 0.025% from the center point. The more close you are to the center point, the exact frequency, the better the results. So we can go to any frequency on GeneratorX Pro and know that you're getting it dead on. The offline resolution of Generator X was always 2 decimal places. It was never 5. So if you have a frequency that is 100.12345 hertz, Generator X in offline mode could only do 0.12, 100.12. Only do 2 decimal places. Well, again, because we've got much more horsepower now, we do full-blown 8 decimal places even in offline mode. The other improvement, amplitude modulation. Many of you may not know, but a lot of the presets use a form of amplitude modulation. This was handled in Generator X by external components, individual ICs, which took a signal, then multiplied them together to create an amplitude modulation. And that was great. What GX Pro does, it does it within one of its computers. And so the signal is more pure. Every time you have an outside component, you get a tiny, infinitesimally small distortion in the signal. Well, it's all handled within one of the 4 computers inside GX Pro. And yes, it has had another computer put into it. Generator X had 3, this has got 4 to handle the amplitude modulation. And the last thing is the firmware. It can be upgraded. Now, people that have known Spooky for a while know that we continuously improve and refine. With the software, which we release regularly, and the databases, presets, we do so for free, but we want to have the best out there. We want everyone to have the best, even if they've already bought the product 5 years ago. We intend to do this with the firmware of this generator as well. If new features are added or an improvement is made, it is possible for end users to upgrade the firmware themselves. And so they've suddenly got a brand new machine again. That's quite a good feature to have. Okay, anniversary special offer. Tomorrow is Spooky2's birthday, April the 1st. And during the 9th anniversary celebrations, we're doing a discount price for GeneratorX Pro. Now, the original price will be $650, but we're going to sell it for $611. So it's 6% off the original price. Here are the specifications of Generator X. Highlighted in red are the changes. You see in the microprocessors, it's now got 4 computers instead of 3. And the speed of them and the number of bits, instead of 16-bit, they're 32-bit. And the frequency resolution, of course, has changed as well. Okay, so happy 9th anniversary, birthday, Spooky2. Now, just we've always had a mission, vision, and value, and we've always adhered to them. This is a path that we will complete. Our mission is to eliminate all illness. Our vision is to empower people to take control of their own health and live long, healthy, fulfilling lives with happiness and joy. And our value We value love, compassion, and honesty over profit. There's the Spooky2 crew in the bottom right there. That must have, I can't remember the exact date. It might have been during one of the training courses that we have, where we want to have our staff to be able to give good advice to people when they call for help, or when they want to purchase a product, to give the appropriate kind of information. So we hold regular training courses here. We are a happy crew. You see, we've grown quite a bit since the last time we showed our mug shots. Over the past 9 years, thousands of families all through the world have adopted Spooky2 into their lives. We'd like to thank you for all your support. And it's from your support that we have continued to grow and grow rapidly. As part of these Spooky2 birthday celebrations, we will include a free gift to all orders placed during April. And at this point in time, you're probably thinking, well, what is this free gift? Is it going to be just a piece of paper saying thank you? No, it's going to be 2 pieces of paper saying thank you, and the next page is going to be very much. I believe I'll show you the free gifts on the next page. Now, I hope that we can maintain the spirit of solidarity. We all face challenges in the future. You know, we've got people that don't want alternative healing devices to succeed, to win. And this is the battle that we are facing now. But we know that with the support of our friends, our customers, we can do it. And we're almost there, actually. And love keeps us together. Nothing could be more true than that. Now, this is a screenshot of our web page where we're announcing the free gifts, discounts, and double reward points. You can view this page now by going online at spooky2-mall.com. Now, this is a shot that was taken a day and a half ago, so you'll probably find the zeros are all here now because the anniversary sale has started now as I speak. Okay, so let's have a look. There's our lovely GeneratorX Pro. There's my phone beeping in the background. Now, they're free gifts for orders between $0 and $800. Hawaiian Healing Silicone Wristband. This Hawaii Healing Silicone Wristband is a Ho'oponopono band. We had a summer just a short while ago when we discussed Ho'oponopono, if you're not familiar with it. Ho'oponopono is a way of asking for forgiveness and make a change in everything around you. I do recommend you watch that summer. It was very, very interesting. For orders between 800 and 1500, you get a wristband and a healing keychain. And over $1,500, you'll receive a Frequency Heals Mindful Audio, which is an audio player. Well, in fact, you receive all of them, but the audio player, which is here, which is a wonderful device. You can just have it playing in the background, or you can use it with your scalar audio device as well, and all the rest of it. Yeah. And all the kits are on special during the Spooky2 anniversary sale. you get up to 12% off. They're the Spooky2 XM generator kits, the GeneratorX X Pro kits, Central kits, and the Scalar kits. In addition to everything that I've mentioned up to now, you'll receive an unlimited 3% off coupon that you can use at the checkout. Now, we have stopped producing GeneratorX. For the reasons I mentioned earlier on, which is the shortage of components, we can't get several of the processors, the computers inside the old GeneratorX. And so that is a limited supply. So the 3% off coupon can't be used on our anniversary kits, GeneratorX, or the GX kits. So I'm sorry for that. Okay, we'd like to hear feedback from our customers, stories you'd like to tell of your healing that Spooky has helped you achieve for yourself, your family, your loved ones, and the people that you just decided to help anyway. So on the next coffee time, which is the 15th of April, please register, log on, and tell us your story to win a prize. Now, we also have a running, running between March the 31st to April the 30th. We'd like to hear from you as well in writing or in video or however you can, how Spooky2 changed your life for the better, made you a healthier person. The things you can run with this other competition is a GX Pro or a GX remote kit, a Hiwi Microgen. 2 people can win that. You can win an XM remote kit or MirrorMate cold wrist, or a $100 coupon, which is a participation prize. Oh, I should read the fine print, shouldn't I? Only videos are accepted for those 4 that I've just mentioned now. So we only accept videos. And you can send the videos directly to us at support@spooky2-ball.com. You can also post your video on your YouTube channel, or you can upload it to your Google Drive, copy the link, and send it to us via email or live chat. Okay, and now we're talking about the coffee time, which is on April the 15th, where you can also share your healing story with us. And the prizes, you can win a Hiwi Microgen, which is a fantastic portable generator where you can just load a program to run and carry it with you all day and apply healing frequencies in contact mode through TENS pads. You can win an LED prostate pack, which has been very popular amongst the guys. The medical people state how every man who is 70 will have a prostate problem. It is something which is inevitable, guys. The prostate pack is proven through scientific research to reverse and usually totally eliminate prostate issues. And that's one of the prizes. And that's only $379 normally. So even if it's not for a prize, it's a fantastic device to have to buy your man. We have the MirrorMate ray gun, which is a wonderful UV device for treating conditions which are on your skin or just under your skin, subcutaneous. MirrorMate light pad, that's a cold laser device which purifies your blood it does a lot, actually. It purifies the blood. It helps even with a lot of conditions which aren't related to blood, because your blood receives the energy through the laser light and then goes through every cell in your body. There's more details on the MirrorMate light pad on the MirrorMate webpage, mirrormate.com. Okay, you can win a Spooky2 XM generator remote kit, which has everything you need to run a basic remote healing rig. Colloidal silver kit, everything you need to make your own home brew of colloidal silver. You save a lot of money, and you also receive high quality, fresh colloidal silver. Colloidal silver hasn't got an indefinite life on the shelf. You've got to keep it out of sunshine, and it does become less effective over a period of time, unless you add preservatives, which a lot of people do. Commercial suppliers do, that is to say. Always best to make your own fresh stuff. You can win a Spooky2 remote version 2, which is probably our least intrusive way of treating yourself. You can run programs through Spooky2 remote and then just carry on your everyday tasks and forget about it. You don't have to carry anything on your person. Just run the programs that are appropriate for your health condition and let the healing slowly take place. Spooky2 Boost is another prize which increases the power that the generator produces. And finally, there's a $100 donation on your behalf. It's probably the best of all these prizes. And let me explain. Spooky2 has and supports multiple charities. When we donate to a charity, as well as doing the feel-good things, it passes blessings to us and to the people that we are with. If you win $100 donation, which doesn't go to you, by the way, it goes to a needful charity, the blessings will go to you. And so it's one of those prizes which hasn't got a monetary value, I guess, but blessings are more valuable than money, which is just an imaginary thing anyway. So that's the final prize. Okay, now if you've got any questions about the coffee time, just send an email to simmer@spooky2-mall.com. Okay, now as well as the charities that we support, we've decided to create our own charity foundation, the Spooky2 Global Aid Foundation. Now, $1 from every order of Spooky2 products will be added to the fund. And through this fund, we are able to work with charity organizations throughout the world to protect the environment, animals, and even people. And we invite you to donate and share the love together. What I must do is try and find the website for the Spooky2 Global Aid Foundation. I guess if you do a search on the internet, you'd find it. Oh, there's a button here too. So you can just press the donate now and donate money straight into this Spooky2 Global Aid Foundation. It's a registered foundation, which means that it's legitimate, proven legitimate, but it always has been. Everything we do is always legitimate. To celebrate Spooky2's 9th birthday this year, we have prepared lots of prizes. Okay. Love keeps us together. Thank you. And that is the end of this PowerPoint. Now, I've had a few questions come in. Before I answer the questions, I'll just show you a GX Pro. You'll see that this is running in offline mode. It's not connected to a computer. And you can see now the frequency running in G1, which is generator number 1. You'll see the decimal place, and then you'll see a whole lot of zeros. In this case, it's 8 zeros. That's the accuracy of this generator. And there's no other generator on this planet, no other Rife generator that can do 8 decimal places all the way up to 40 megahertz. Okay. I'll go through some of the questions now that were asked during this during the presentation. Goldman asks, if we use boost for biofeedback, can we use low power port? No, use the high power port, Goldman. The reason being the low power port has got extremely low current passing through it, and this reduces the accuracy of the biofeedback detection. Not just that, but the resistor, which makes the current less, also in itself introduces electrical noise. And so you have to use the high power port. Having said that though, Goldman, you don't need to use a very high amplitude. Generally, we recommend the maximum of 20 volts, but you can reduce that to perhaps 5. Cheryl Mays is asking, will all the accessories work with the GeneratorX Pro, boost, etc.? Yes, everything works the same as before. If we were a different manufacturer, we'd have made these ports a little bit further apart, and then you have to buy new accessories and line our pockets a little bit more. But we aren't like that. We tend to be a little bit more honest. So everything that worked with the GeneratorX will work with GeneratorX Pro. Nina Miller is saying, I just bought my GeneratorX at the end of January. So what happens now? That's 2 months ago. All the GeneratorXs that are out there are and will always be still supported by us. Nothing happens to your generator. It doesn't self-destruct when this new generator comes, with this new generator. It's and for people that like Diane, Diane bought a GeneratorX last week. What happens now? I'll have a word, okay? There's got to be some cut-off date, and I think that 2 months might be too long, but I'll have a word. Whenever we announce a new product and someone's just bought the previous version, we always try and soften the blow by offering some special discount or something. So let me have a word. At this point in time, I haven't got a quick answer, but because we always appreciate your support and everything, we'll do you right, okay? We'll do the right thing. So don't worry, Nina and Diane. It's just because I haven't got the answer now doesn't mean I know and I'm not going to say it. I honestly don't know. And Juliet is saying, I bought XM, so you're up on me. XM is a great generator. It's very cheap, but it's very capable. Even the XM, we've had to change some components, but not as much as this GeneratorX Pro. Okay, Danielle, you're saying, or Danielle has got an Apple computer. Well, I've got an Apple computer too. I use Parallels, which means I can run Windows of any version on my Apple computer. And Effie has asked, does that mean animals get healed through this charity? Yes, it does. Animals have souls, despite what you read elsewhere. And so we believe our aim is to eliminate suffering, and it's not just us that suffer, it's not just humans, animals do as well. We've released chickens, foxes, a lot of fish, frogs and turtles. We've done a lot of good in the past. Yeah, but nothing's ever simple, you know. We were, no, I didn't go there. It's some charities are not so good. Let's say they breed animals purely for the charity that gets given to them. So we do checks on the charities that we support. Is there a kit with the Pro, 2 remotes and 2 boosts? Neither, I'm not sure. You'd have to look. But you could, even if there isn't, you could buy them separately. I think there probably is. And Jamie Salamon is from Mexico. He's opened the first Spooky2 clinic in all of Latin America. Gosh, Jamie, you've beaten us to it. Wow. And you're really proud. So far, you've cured skin cancer, HIV, papilloma, brucellosis, and tons of other stuff. Thanks for everything. Well, thanks for that feedback, Jamie. And actually, this is a chance for you to win something for use in your clinic. You can enter our coffee time on the 15th of April, or you can publish your video, your Spooky2 video, and give us the details and win more equipment for your clinic. I love it when I hear this, you know, where someone is doing a lot of good. Yeah, it's the first Spooky2 clinic in all of Latin America. That's quite an achievement. Okay. Okay, how much is this GeneratorX Pro? I've given that during the presentation. And okay, Kim is asking, what makes this different from Microgen? Well, Microgen's a small generator, single channel, contact mode only. There's no biofeedback facility, and there's no display. It's tiny. That's pretty much the differences in a nutshell. It's a totally different type of application. And it's best not to use the boost for biofeedback. It's best to connect the biofeedback directly onto output number 1. Leonard is asking, how long till delivery? What kind of... Oh, well, it's available now. Delivery, we've always been very good, very fast in deliveries. All our customers will vouch for that. Some countries have a habit of stalling at the airport, with customs and everything else. On our side, we do everything we can to make sure you get the equipment on time very, very fast. Okay, you know, you've got to remember GeneratorX in itself is a remarkable generator. If we weren't forced to discontinue it, we'd still have it. We're forced to do this change, and we decided to make the change an improvement rather than keeping the price the same and just lower the specifications. And I was saying, Joseph started walking yesterday, first time in 3 months, thanks to Spooky2. Love you guys. Love you too, Anna. Thanks for that. Okay. Susie is asking, what is the lowest frequency that can be used in biofeedback scans? The lowest frequency that we go, okay, this is me personally. I mean, I designed the unit, so I guess I've got a bit of a say, a bit of background knowledge. It's basically 1 kilohertz. You can go lower. Within the generator are filters to remove the 50 hertz and 60 hertz hum from the mains, which is all fading around us. And it's a high pass filter, so generally low frequencies aren't allowed through. You can go even lower than 1 kilohertz. It just means that the signal will be reduced in size. In fact, the frequency can go right down to even something like 200 hertz. I've done a biofeedback down to there. And Trisha's asking if they, she's thinking about buying GX Pro and wondering if she should also buy extra slides, I guess, for biofeedback. Can I use the same slides for myself over and over? If wiped with alcohol wipes, of course you can. Just give them, for yourself, I'd say ideally, just use 2 pairs of slides. After you use your one slide and it becomes dirty, you wipe it with alcohol, clean it off, and leave it while you use the second one. So the first one can be drying for days, hopefully. And so there'll be no moisture within the printed circuit board. It's only the moisture that you want to be careful of. Oh, I understand. Now I see. GeneratorX does biofeedbacks from 41 kilohertz upwards. I understand the question now. I'll explain to you why the preset does this. GeneratorX has got 2 different frequency resolutions, 5 decimal places and 2 decimal places. It changes above 40 kilohertz, it changes to 2 decimal places. This is why the biofeedback started at 41 kilohertz. Because GeneratorX Pro has got 8 decimal places anywhere and everywhere, there's no such limitation. I didn't know freight charges were so high for Australia, but you'd like to get more units and accessories in one purchase. You can combine into your shopping cart FE if you like and just get everything sent all together. Jacqueline makes the comment that in standalone mode, you can't have a modulated a preset that has modulation built into it, a carrier wave, so to speak. GX Pro is still the same. There are some things that the generator cannot do in standalone mode because it needs the computer to be connected to it for it to perform the task. Even things like sweeps, okay? We can't do a sweep in standalone mode. Okay, is it easy? Oh, okay. And Net is asking, is it easy to use the Parallels program on an Apple? It's super easy. If anyone can do it, you load in Parallels and then you select to install Windows, and it turns your Apple into a PC. And you can't use an iPad. Sorry. Vicky is asking, do I need any special education or knowledge to run the GeneratorX Pro? We don't have to know how everything does this. GeneratorX, this is a thing which I'm still working on, making things as simple as possible. Diseases are complex, and the equipment has got to itself be complex, but to drive it, we're trying to make the driving as simple as possible. We went a long way towards that with presets. We select a preset and then you just choose the generator to run the preset on, and Spooky sets everything up for you automatically. There's no special differences that people need to learn between GX Pro and GeneratorX. And to operate the generator standalone, it's quite simple, reasonably intuitive. Just choose a generator, choose the program you want to run, and then just press the start or the loop button. If I can use Apple products. Oh, okay, look. Spooky this is a question about from Antoinette, or Antoine is asking about, again, the Apple. Windows, Spooky will run on all versions of Windows, all modern versions. So that's Windows 95 right up to Windows 11. So you don't worry about having to run it on Windows 7. Gosh, a lot of people have lost their job. Laura has lost her job. Okay. And she and Juliet are talking about now there's more time to learn how to look after yourself. Well, it isn't. Think of your unemployment as an opportunity. Of course, keep looking for a job, but it's an opportunity between jobs to learn about how you can look after yourself better and use Spooky to its full potential. Okay. Does the Generator, a question from Vicky, does the GeneratorX Pro run exactly like the GeneratorX, only faster and more accurately? It's the same as GeneratorX Pro. It's the same speed for the frequencies for GeneratorX, but it's much more accurate. The faster side is because we've put another computer inside the generator, so the work is shared across two computers instead of just one, and each of those is faster. So internally, you'll see things like the display is faster, you'll see biofeedbacks are slightly faster, things like this. Okay, and I've answered the question, Susie, that you asked on Facebook with regards to biofeedback. Gosh, there's so many questions. Biofeedback frequency range. Okay, Jacqueline is asking about the benefits of running the same program on GeneratorX compared with the X Pro. Shorter time, more intense, etc. No, there's no difference, Jacqueline, whatsoever. The same program or the same preset will run exactly the same between GeneratorX and GeneratorX Pro. It will not run a 3-minute program in 2.5 minutes or anything like that. This is a question from Carrie. She's asking, can you make a scalar preset called a healing jewel that runs every second frequency on out 2? It is very, very good, but scalar only uses one output. Hey, we can. No, that's the problem. It only uses one output. You could do it using modulation within the generator. Let me think about it. Making a dual preset for healing preset for scalar. Okay, I'm stuck after biofeedback. Wow, Jamie, with his first clinic in Latin America, he's already got 100 patients. Almost 100 patients, isn't that great? Okay, Scott is asking, how is GeneratorX for increased plant growth? You'd want to use GeneratorX with scalar for increased plant growth, or I guess you can use it in remote mode, pick up a leaf off the plant and send growing frequencies. It's an area I don't really know much about. But I do know that scalar field, even without any information whatsoever, makes plants grow like wildfire. You know, Heidi Gilman, her comment, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine here in America is an organization for physicians that are working hard to get universities and companies to stop using animals for testing and training. They do good things. Okay, well, thank you for that. We'll look up and see what they, how we can help them. We've never used animals for tests, and we don't support charities that do, organizations that do. Even the tests that we've done in the past, we've hired other labs. We have insisted that no animals suffer in any way in our tests. Anna, You're saying Bitcoin is not legal tender there. There being, I guess, in China, which is here for me. Isn't it? No, actually, I think it's right. I think they've banned Bitcoin. Yeah, maybe that's why. But you know, our website is based in America. I don't. Is it a political reason rather than a financial reason? Well, that's the world we live in, isn't it? Turmoil and stress. Okay, now Sonda mentions that delivery is lightning fast in Vancouver. Extra XM generators ordered on Sunday on the 27th and will be there on Friday the 1st. Yeah, that's us. We don't like to dilly-dally when people place the order. And also in Australia, thanks Laura, very quick delivery. Oh, we can try the Panda Gold coin, which is a legal tender there. Another one. I've never heard of the Panda Gold coin. Okay, and cold laser rains. Haim Ha says that diameter is wide, not so good for smaller ears. Now that's true, I guess, for the light pad. It's quite a large unit, and there's an awful lot of lasers in there. It's a terrific lot of healing energy in a compact unit. I guess you can place the whole thing over your ear. There'll be a few of those laser beams that will go through down your ear canal. But we do have lasers, laser units that can be put into your nostrils and to your ear canals. Lewis is asking about the failure rates. Does the display tend to fail often? I don't think so. We have a dedicated quality control department with they would have a better answer than what I do, but they don't. I know that they don't. None of our products have a high failure rate. There are sometimes problems like with our first microgen sales. They came with cables that weren't very strong, so we got feedback that they were breaking in the field. So we replaced them for free with high-end cables that we designed ourselves over a period of about 2 months or more, with built-in display of LED, so you can see that they're working for free. So we bit the cost, and yeah. So there's no device or product that we sell now that has a high failure rate that I know of. And the display tend to fail often. No, I don't think the display. If the display tended to fail often, I think we wouldn't use that display. Okay. If you perform a biofeedback, this is a question from Jamie again. Using GeneratorX Pro, can you run the results in GeneratorX or in XM? Yes, you can. A frequency is a frequency. The frequency that the GeneratorX Pro will report may be up to 8 decimal places. What GeneratorX will do is just round it off to whatever it's capable of, whether it's a low frequency, in which case it can do 5 decimal places, or if it's above 40 kilohertz, it'll be 2 decimal places. And Stephen confirmed that Parallels is great on a Mac, and it is. It's good. It's better than the other emulation programs that are out there, like VMware. Now, Colin is asking, can I explain the improved built-in amplitude modulation in more detail? Absolutely. I glossed over that before because it's more technical, but I'm only too happy. Now, the modulation that GeneratorX Pro uses is an amplitude modulation, because that is the modulation that is relevant for biological uses. Amplitude modulation is multiplication between 2 signals. The multiplication in the past was done using components, an EL5175 IC and other ICs working in tandem, multiplied the signals before they were amplified and sent through the output ports. Every time you have a component in a circuit, you add distortion. One of the computers that is inside GeneratorX Pro has got as one of its main functions this multiplication. It does this multiplication before it even leaves the chip. And so the multiplication is on the calculated value of a waveform at any particular instant, which means it's extremely precise. And you won't get anything like distortion that we'd get with GX. The distortion that GX has was never great. It was always a very high quality waveform, but GX Pro just raises the quality more. Okay, and the updates. Are you talking about the software? Actually, that's one thing I have to show you, the software. Okay, so I'll give you a demonstration of the software just shortly. There's, oh really, 87 more messages to go? I'll go very quickly, guys. Okay, Nancy's asking, is there a way to chain link the DAT presets into the Generator Pro? Okay, the GeneratorX Pro has got exactly the same capabilities as GeneratorX in offline mode, apart from the extra accuracy with the decimal places. So things that you can't do with GeneratorX, you also can't do with GeneratorX Pro with regards to chaining long presets. Now, the example that you give with regards to the chained preset, there are utilities that are available that will automatically split up a changed preset into different programs that you can select to run offline in GeneratorX and GeneratorX Pro. And the solution is available if you do a search on the forum and perhaps on Facebook as well. There is a utility that Brian Yamamoto, one of our long-time Spooky2 supporters in more ways than one, has created, because he's a very gifted programmer amongst other things as well. So you'll find he's written a utility that can create programs that you can run on your GeneratorX Pro offline for the changed presets. And this is all being recorded and will be streamed later on. All shipping is from China, right? Panda gold coin. Okay, this cryptocurrency has really created quite a few questions. Okay, a lot of people are saying that they can't, they've missed a lot of the presentation. It's all been recorded, so don't worry about that. If you're using an Apple computer, please look up Parallels, and that that is a program that you use to run Windows. The generators are all calibrated already, so they don't require calibration. And Joe passes the comment that Bitcoin and all the other cryptos have been very volatile. That's quite a scary thing, I guess, for us when our margins are so low anyway. We could be in the position where we're giving things away for less than what it costs to produce. GeneratorX cannot do firmware upgrades, Frederick, only GeneratorX Pro. The coupon code never is for a discount for the month of April, or for now till the end of April. I believe when you log on, it will be a different coupon code. There was just a coupon code which I had presented to me when I was doing my screenshots. And the video presentation will be available on Facebook as soon as I hang up, but the formal video will be on our video site, which is spooky2videos.com. It will also be available on YouTube. Going as fast as I can. And Gabriel is saying Spooky2 customer support is amazing. Thank you. We put a lot of effort into training, and we're lucky that the girls that we have are the best. They're very dedicated. They're very, they want everyone to be able to use the equipment successfully. And Jacqueline's saying support has always been amazing and so helpful. Yes, we have got a wonderful support team, as well as all our teams are good. In fact, when I think of all the staff that we have, there's each of them puts their heart and soul into the place. They really enjoy working here. Yeah, they really love it. They each feel that they're making a big impact in their lives and in the lives of others. And Vicky passes the comment, support team is positively awesome. Hooray! So helpful with speedy responses and answers to my many questions in a very timely manner. You know, sometimes China goes on holiday, and this weekend we've got I think it's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday holiday as well. The support crew, they, during their holiday, have their computers on and make sure that other countries are being supported. They're a really wonderful crew. Presets for animal diseases. We generally focus on the presets for human diseases, but we do have a DNA database specifically for non-humans, which is animals and plants. So if you look in that database, you can load a shell preset, which is a preset that doesn't contain any frequencies, and then select whichever programs you want to run for your gorgeous animals. Okay, and there's a Pro remote kit available, which Effie found, and Effie's given the link, but I'm not sure how to say that link verbally, but the link's there in the chat section for people that want to have a look. It's within the spooky2-more.com website. And Nina, will there be a manual just for GeneratorX and GeneratorX Pro, or will they still be combined? I think in the short term they'll be combined. For the use between the two generators, the functionality doesn't change. The keyboard operation and everything is the same. It's just that GX Pro does things internally faster. The maths and everything within the computers is faster. Biofeedbacks are faster. But the manual will explain the operation of the generator. So I'd say it'll be combined. Okay. When is Spooky2 coming up with a cap or a hat for hair growth? We've actually looked into this before. We developed a helmet with with cold laser units inside the helmet, and we were testing it and trialing it. The results were sort of like so-so. So we decided it's not good enough to bring to market. Maybe if enough people can convince us that it is, then we've really got the designs and everything all sorted out. We just need people saying, well, look, they want to give it a try. With regards to me, without any hair on my head, I actually did this on purpose. I prefer to be bald. I like the look. And every day is a good hair day. And GeneratorX can be used for all our devices, okay, including Spooky2 Radionics. And the discounts, Vicky, are effective until the 30th of April. The kit does not have Pro on the generator, unless I'm missing something. If the GeneratorX Pro must have Pro written on the generator. I'm not going to do these questions fast enough because now there's 96 new messages and I'm just not getting through them. Maybe, please accept my apologies if I don't answer every question, okay? There's just so many here. And can you use GeneratorX and GX Pro together like they do in XM? Yes, you can. Okay. Sonda's got to go. Bye, Sonda. Okay, and Stephen Boyd helpfully gives the link for Parallels software. That's Parallels PARALLELS.com, and there's no affiliation between me and them, so there's no kickback or whatever. Is the Hiwi Micro Gen output for contact less powerful than GeneratorX? No, the Microgen is a specific dedicated contact mode generator that can go up to 60 volts. GeneratorX and GeneratorX Pro can do 20 volts. So the Hiwi Microgen is, even though it's tiny, significantly more powerful for contact mode operation. Is there a biomat that connects to GeneratorX? No, there's not. The power that's produced by the generator is not enough. We do have mirror mate mats, and they are possibly more what you're wanting. This is Effie or question. Oh, I see. So, oh, interesting. So you can treat clients while they lie on it. Yes, have a look at the mirror mate range. It's still us. It's just a different product brand name. And I've had a volunteer, I won't say who it was, to be the guinea pig for the hair growth helmet. Okay. Now, Nina was asking if there's anyone from Athens that knows the ins and outs of Spooky2 and can give classes. Hey, I tell you what, Nina, we have online courses. Please contact support at spooky2-more.com, and they will supply you with the training courses that are held live, and you can also watch pre-recorded videos. And the subject courses go through the different steps in using Spooky2 products. Does the improvements in GeneratorX Pro make it more similar to Central and Scalar? Or more similar to Central and Scalar? Similar. I'm not sure what you mean, Eileen. The output signals are exactly the same as GeneratorX. But both GeneratorX and GeneratorX Pro can directly drive Central and Scalar equally well. So I guess it wouldn't make it more. I don't really understand the question, but both of them can drive those two accessories, Central and Scalar. I'll give a demonstration of the next version of Spooky2 software, and it'll be just in emulation mode because I haven't got my generator connected. Where are we? Where is it? It's there. It's a beta code. Okay, so let's see if I can share the screen. Oops. And it is that one there. So this is my Windows running in a Macintosh using Parallels. It's just Windows XP. I can run Windows any version. I've got most versions of Windows loaded because I need it for testing purposes. Okay, so I wanted to show you the first change in the software, the databases as they load. I want you to look at the speed. Oh dear, what's happening here? Oops, oh no, I pressed yes, didn't I? Oh, that was silly. Okay, try again. And we go to load Spooky up again. Okay, and do I want to exit? No, I should have pressed no. Now look at the speed that the programs load. The speed has been increased because I'm now using an internal library and other routines to optimize the loading of the databases. Now this brings me to another point. The size of the databases is tending to grow because more and more DNA sequences are being released every week. It's good insofar as there's some of the very rare diseases now have frequencies which can be used for treating. It's also good because you get the latest and greatest programs. But the thing is this, the total number of programs, even without using any self-created programs in the custom database, is 64,633, and it might even be more by the time I formally release this software. The problem was Spooky2 was limited to 65,000 programs. Now it's way beyond what other databases have in the total number of programs, but still I don't like being restricted. So changes have been made. Now the limit is much higher. And you don't have, well, I don't have to worry now about keeping the total number of frequencies below 65,000 programs. Of course, if the program count is very high, the databases will take longer to load, which is a bit of a nuisance. If you don't need any of the databases, you can just go to the System tab and deselect the various databases. You've got the DNA, non-human DNA, and the molecular weight database. When you change the selection of databases, the databases will load up again. If you don't want to load, just want to skip the loading and abort, just press on the ghost. And it just accepts the programs that loaded up to that time before you clicked on Spooky. In the Control tab, of course, GeneratorX Pro is emulated using the virtual generator. So when you run frequencies, there'll be more decimal places there. The very same program running on a GeneratorX has only got 2 decimal places. And so you can see the difference there. Instead of a frequency 0.02, you can run the real frequency, which is 0.02464488. And it could be the difference between success and failure. I don't think so, personally, for a high frequency. Normally 2 frequencies is enough. 2 decimal places is enough. It's still remarkable for a generator to go to high frequencies with 2 decimal places. But with GX Pro, we could show off because we've got the horsepower and we could just do better, so we did. This makes it so that it's just a little bit more precise, well, a lot more precise actually. So there are 2 big visual changes that you'll see in the software. In the System tab, you'll see that the frequency conversions, now Spooky2 differentiates between RNA, mRNA, and DNA. So the accuracy of the genome databases is much greater. There's a paper which I have released on my website, which is cancerclinic.co.nz, which details how these factors are derived. So if you're mathematically and scientifically inclined, you can wander off to my website and download and view the paper that I wrote to describe how these factors were derived. And that's most of the changes you'll see, so it's not really much. You need to run at least the last version of Spooky2 to recognize GeneratorX Pro. The reason being, one of the ICs which became unavailable was the communications IC. So we've upgraded to a faster one, and it has a different requirement when it communicates. So just download the latest version of Spooky2, either the formal release or you can get a beta release from my website. Okay, so that is that, and I'll stop share so I can come back. I saw a couple of more questions come through, and there's a Spooky2 Academy, the website kindly given by Jacqueline is spooky2academy.com. So just type in spooky2academy.com and you'll find where that's our training center. And we have regular experts come on and have people participating live. So if you want to do things with a person in front of, ask questions, you can do so. Okay, Gregory is asking, is there a frequency set already in place to take out the spike protein? There is. I know you're talking about the coronavirus because you said the spike protein and everyone's talking about COVID-19 now. Each week I release both DNA presets as well as protein presets for COVID-19. The proteins are the DNA strands that work in with the amino acid sequences to create the proteins. The protein presets will damage the DNA strands that create the proteins. So you can find that in the download section of cancerclinic.co.nz, the COVID-19 presets. Okay, well that concludes today's summit. Gosh, it was a long one. I thought it was going to be a short one. Well, it's short with the GeneratorX presentation, but long in the number of questions. And quite a few of them were kind of curveballs and unrelated. Okay, the Cancer Clinic website, I'll just repeat that again for Tamara and others. It's Cancer Clinic with no spaces. That's CANCERCLINIC.co.nz. That's NZ if you're in America. That's N and then a Z. cancerclinic.co.nz is my personal website. So things that are on that website can be pre-release beta. It can be the weekly updates for the COVID-19 presets, so I can keep everyone above ground. The latest DNA databases, which I also release regularly, more often than the formal releases. Pre-releases of the Spooky2 software and other bits and pieces. Oh, and also the document on how I derive the DNA and other genome frequencies. There's no point in keeping those things secret. I want more people to know, and if people can use the formulas for their own use, so be it. Good on them. Thanks everyone for watching. God bless. Keep well. Keep on passing the love forwards for your family, loved ones, those who don't necessarily love. Make the world a better place. And thank you for watching. Bye-bye.